Okay folks, this is a second video on a P0304 on a Fiat Abarth. In the first video, as soon as we got into cylinder 4, right here, we found some oil on the plug, and we quickly diagnosed that we believed oil fouling was the cause of the misfire, and that oil fouling was coming from this O-ring, which was leaking down into the cylinder from the air oil separator. So service that, replace the O-ring, replace the air oil separator, expected that to clear the misfire immediately with a fresh plug in there with no oil fouling. And then the question was going to be whether or not the condition came back after some time, whether the oil fouling was strictly a result of this O-ring, or if the oil fouling was maybe a result of the spark plug tube. I was uncertain. So making things interesting, when I went to start the vehicle with a fresh plug, immediately misfire. No time for the plug to oil foul again. So based on that, we're back here, video 2, and we've ruled out fuel. We've got fuel on the spark plug. We are now going to test the coils and make sure the coils are good, and then we're going to look at compression. Okay, so here we go. So misfire right now is right here, P0304. We're going to jump over here to coil 2. I'm going to swap 2 and 4, and we will see if the misfire follows. All right, our misfire remained on cylinder 4. So let's talk about what that means. We had swapped out plugs earlier when we found and cleaned up the oil and fixed the oil leak on the AOS. So we've got known good plugs. We know it's not a plug issue. We've swapped a known good coil. We know now that we don't have a coil issue. So the spark plug tubes are still in play. Possibly, my mind sort of doubts that this thing could be misfiring immediately on start with fresh plugs. If it's that seal issue, though, that's still definitely in play. I do want to go ahead and just do a quick compression test because it won't take very long. Just rule out anything serious going on there with valves, rings, etc., causing the misfire. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, so here we go with compression on a test cylinder. This is cylinder 3, right? Cylinder 4 is our object cylinder, but we're going to test cylinder 3 first. So we will step around here. We will give this 3 turnovers. Fiat spec is 100 psi plus at 3 turnovers. And yeah, we're 100 psi plus. So we'll set up and do our object cylinder now. Okay, it's showtime. We are in cylinder 4 now. This one is for all the marbles. We're going to find out what we got. We will do 3 turns. That, my friends, is the worst possible outcome. Double check the gauge, do one more. Okay, folks, we tested again. We are at 0 compression. Probably this Fiat has burned an exhaust valve, most likely. Yeah. Okay, so having digested that wonderful news, next step is going to be a leak down test, and I will put that in a separate video. But we'll get a leak down to confirm that we're losing the air through the exhaust pipe, which is going to be my hunch, just based on a little bit of a trend with Fiat 500 Abarths out there. So, yeah, we'll get at that leak down test in video 3. Still chasing P0304. We now know no compression in cylinder 4, and we will keep tracking until we find the root cause.